Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Isha Rajput. For those who are new, I talk about law of assumption and manifestation and self-development. If you are interested in these, I would love to have you here. So, as you have seen from the title of the video, revise your day and change your past. So, why I want you to revise your day and change your past, I'll be answering that question in a moment. But first, I want to ask you guys something. Whatever that you are trying to manifest in your life, it cannot be more than money or a new house, new job, a love partner, new cars. These are the things mostly a person want, okay? Other than that, there is nothing more that one can wish for. So whatever you want, I want to tell you that you are on the right path. You are on the right path for manifesting your desires. You will have your desires come true, but the only thing you need to do is be focused. Okay, you need to focus on yourself, on your happiness. You don't have to be desperate, you don't have to be needy, you don't have to live in the lack. Okay, so you have to focus on yourself. That is your happiness. What makes you feel happy? Okay, whatever it is, follow that path. So I am going to ask you a question while you are trying to manifest your desires. Will you follow your happiness? Because if you're saying yes, that is the only way that you'll get your manifestations. Being sad, getting influenced by these Instagram reels about how bad motivation is good for your manifestations, how you will work out more harder if you will have breakups, things like that. Those are the lessons that everybody need to learn in their life, but those motivations are not motivations. That is just anger with yourself. So do not get influenced by these influencers, reel makers who give you motivation, like things like I have seen one of the reels in which they talk like, if I had one more breakup, then I'll turn into this person. You don't have to get influenced from that. Okay, we are living in a real world, not in the real world. So I would like to ask you a question, whether you are ready to commit yourself fully for your manifestation to come true. If yes, then only continue watching this video. Otherwise, just switch it off and do whatever you were doing. So Neville Goddard talks in his book that what is revision and how can you do it and why should you do it. So first of all, I'm going to tell what is revision. Okay, so revision is just when you are about to go to sleep at night. So before falling asleep, you just revise the whole day. Okay, suppose you woke up in the morning, you took a bath, you had your breakfast, and then you went off to your work or school, whatever you are in right now. And then you carried on your day. And when you are about to sleep, you are revising those things. But here is a twist, and that twist is that instead of revising the day like it was, you have to revise it like the way you wanted it to be. Okay, so suppose you want to be a superstar. So, what you have to do, you don't have to revise your day like, oh, I woke up. Obviously, you woke up, but instead of doing the regular things, do something different that you will be doing if you had become a big superstar. Okay, for example, if you are a big superstar, then you will be waking up in the morning, having your normal things like taking bath, having your breakfast, and then instead of going to the office or instead of going to the school, you would be heading to your studio. You would be heading to your I don't know, the wherever you want to be. Okay, so instead of revising it like the day it was, you have to revise it the way it should have been for you, and be conscious. Okay, this is not an easy exercise, and I'll tell you why you should do this. Okay, so, but here, before that, here Neville Goddard talks about an example that why revising your day is important. So, here he has given us a little story, like an example that why we should revise a day. So from here it starts. For instance, suppose today's mail brought disappointing news. Okay, revise the letter. Mentally rewrite it and make it conform to the news you wish you had received. Then, in imagination, read the revised letter over and over again. This is the essence of revision, and revision results in repeal. So, here is an example which is given by Neville Goddard, like why we should revise. So, he's telling you like these little things will help you to get what you want, the life that you desire. These are the little things that you can twist and mold and change in yourself so that you can you can easily manifest the things that you desire. Okay, so why revision is important? Okay, I will be telling you why is it important, because already I have given you guys 21 days challenge, and today is the first day, as you all guys know. And I wanted, as I have been doing the things that I have said, because instead of just preaching, I actually practice all those beliefs. So why is it good? So for that 21 days challenge, I have done this video because I want you guys to have more and more attention power, focus power, concentration power on your thoughts. So why it is important, why revision is important? The first is it is a healthy and productive exercise. If you start right now and try to focus, like what you have done, it's around 12 o'clock in the noon, and if you try to focus right now, like what is the last thing I did before recording this video, then after that, then before that, then before that, and like that, I will reach up to the first task of my day. That was I woke up. Okay, and that way you can actually become aware, you can actually live consciously, and it will help you to develop a healthy habit of consciously doing things. Okay, so it is very very important, it becomes very very important to revise our day, because it helps us to live consciously, it helps us to live with awareness instead of living blindly with brain fog. Instead of doing that, all you will be doing is performing more consciously. So the first reason is this, that it is a healthy and productive exercises. Okay, the next thing is it holds your attention. Okay, it holds your attention. If you will try right now, it would be very difficult if you don't practice meditation, if you don't do any sort of thing that requires concentration. You will find it very difficult to hold your attention on one thought. Like you will distract yourself for like 1,000 times while starting right now and trying to reach to the first task of the day. You will find it very very difficult. You'll be like, oh, I'm distracted every 10 seconds. And this exercise, if you do it properly, it will take around for me it takes 5 minutes a day, but I have developed this exercise over time. And I remember the first time I tried it, I was literally distracted every 10 seconds, and I ended up spending 1 hour before going to sleep to actually know what I had done in the day, because I was living mindlessly. I was just scrolling the day out. I was not even getting my tasks done. I was not even doing something good or better. I was just sitting and scrolling my phone. So, this is the exercise that you can develop over the period of time. And this will help you to hold your attention. So, when you're visualizing for your manifestations, it would be easy for you to hold your attention to a same thought. Instead of getting distracted every 10 seconds, you will be able to return back to your thought and stay in that state of wish fulfilled more easily. So that is why revision is the key, where you will be able to hold your attention and try. If you start right now, the next day you will be more conscious of doing things, because you know you will be revising these things in the day, in the night before you go to bed. Okay, you will be more conscious, you will be more aware of performing those tasks. because you know that you have to revise this, and you will be more picky, like, I don't want to revise that, I don't want to revise this, but I, instead of that, let's try this. That is why revision becomes important here. So the next thing is, when you change your revision, okay, like when you change your day and revise it the way you want it to be, it becomes easier for you to live in the state of wish fulfilled. Why? Because imagine you want a new house, okay? You want a new house, but your reality is that you live in live in your old house, like the one you are living in right now, okay? So instead of performing every task in your imagination, in your revision, every task in your house right now, try to revise it in your new house. For example, if you woke up today and took a bath in your house, but in your visualization, you can take a bath in your new house, in your new bathroom, luxurious bathroom with scented candles and sauna, whatever. Okay, so you can revise it, and it makes it easier. If you're trying to manifest a house, it makes it way too easier for you to live in the state of wish fulfilled, because you're actually playing a whole picture of for like 5 to 10 minutes, in which you are doing every task of yours in your manifestation, in your desires, in your wishes. So it's actually living in the state of wish fulfilled. So it becomes very easy to live in the state of dream realized. As you all know, I always share an example or a story given by Neville Goddard in his books about how the things that I'm teaching you right now are relevant, and how it helped other people for changing their lives and the way they look at life. So let me share a small story of Neville Goddard. Here is the way an artist friend forgave herself and was set free from pain, annoyance, and unfriendliness, knowing that nothing but forgetfulness and forgiveness will bring us to new values. She cast herself upon her imagination and escaped from the prison of her senses. She writes, Thursday, I taught all day in the art school. Only one small thing marred the day. Coming into my afternoon classroom, I discovered the janitor had left all the chairs on the top of the desks after cleaning the floor. As I lifted a chair down, it slipped from my grasp and struck me a sharp blow on the instep of my right foot. I immediately examined my thoughts and found that I had criticized the man for not doing his job properly. Since he had lost his helper, I realized he probably felt he had done more than enough, and it was an unwanted gift that had bounced and hit me on the foot. Looking down at my foot, I saw both my skin and nylons were intact, so forgot the whole thing. But she was not injured that much, so she forgot about the incident and she carried on. That night, after I had been working intensely for about 3 hours on a drawing, I decided to make myself a cup of coffee. To my utter amazement, I couldn't manage my right foot at all, and it was giving out great bumps of pain. I hopped over to a chair and took off my slipper to look at it. The entire foot was a strange purplish pink, swollen out of shape and red hot. I tried walking on it and found that it just flapped. I had no control over it whatsoever. It looked like one of two things. Either I had cracked a bone when I dropped the chair on it, or something could be dislocated. No use of speculating what it is. Better get rid of it right away. So I became quite all ready to melt myself into light. To my complete bewilderment, my imagination refused to cooperate. It just said no. The sort of things often happen when I'm painting. I just started to argue, why not? I just kept saying no. Finally, I gave up and said, I am in pain. I am trying hard not to be frightened, but you are the boss. What do you want me to do? The answer, go to bed and review the day events. So I said, Ugh, Right, but let me tell you, if my foot isn't perfect by tomorrow morning, you have only yourself to blame. After arranging the bedclothes so they didn't touch my foot, I started to review the day. It was slow going as I had difficulty keeping my attention away from my foot. I went through the whole day, saw nothing to add to the cheer incident, but when I reached the early evening, I found myself coming face to face with a man who, for the past year, made a point of not speaking. The first time this happened, I thought he had grown deaf. I had known him since school days, but we had never done more than say hello and comment on the weather. Mutual friends assured me I had done nothing, that he had said he never liked me, and finally decided it was not worthwhile speaking. I said hi, he hadn't answered. I found that I thought, poor guy, what a horrid state to be in. I shall do something about this ridiculous state of affairs. So, in my imagination, I stopped right there and read the scene. I said hi. He answered hi and smiled. I now thought, good old Ed. I ran the scene over a couple of times and went on to the next incident and finished up the day. Now, what do we do to my foot or the concert? I had been melting and wrapping up a wonderful present of courage and success for a friend who was to make her debut the following day, and I had been looking forward to giving it to her tonight. My imagination sounded a little bit solemn as it said, let us do the concert. It'll be more fun. But first, couldn't we just take my perfectly good imagination foot out of this physical one before we start? I pleaded by all means. That done, I had a lovely time at the concert and my friend got a tremendous ovation. So, here I want to tell you how she was revising her day. So, what she did is the first thing that she did is she was replaying her whole day, and suddenly a man who was known to him came to her mind, which was not in contact with her earlier. They used to talk to each other and say exchange hi hellos, but and comment about the weather, but never talked much more than that. And suddenly she was imagining herself talking to him, and in the conversation inside her head, she said hi to him, and even though in the reality he didn't reply her back, but in her visualization she imagined that the guy replied her back. And the next thing that she was revising was about about her foot and the concert. And one of her friend was having a debut the next day, so she was revising and imagining that she had a wonderful concert, she had a lot of fun at the concert, and at the same time she was also revising that her friend got a standing ovation for her performance. And then she was very sleepy and she just fell asleep doing her project. And she also was visualizing that her feet was all right and okay. So next thing what happened is, as soon as next morning, she woke up and she was putting her slipper. I suddenly had a quick memory, and the memory was of picture of withdrawing a discolored and swollen foot from the same slipper. I took my foot out and looked at it. It was perfectly normal in every respect. There was a tiny pink spot on the instep where I remembered I had hit it with a chair. What a vivid dream that was. I thought and dressed. While waiting for my coffee, I wandered over to my drafting table and saw that all my brushes were lying helter-skelter and unwashed. Whatever possessed you to leave your brushes like that? Don't you remember it was because of your foot? So it had been a dream after all, but it hadn't been a dream after all, but a beautiful healing. So here, while she was revising her day, and the next morning she woke up, she found that her blister that she had on her inside was completely healed. See, this is the power. She was able, because here I would like to tell you one thing more. The artist usually have a lot of higher concentration than normal people, because they are into arts. So they do something which holds their attention for 2 to 3 hours every day. So they have the power to hold their attention on their visualizations. So she was so immersed in her visualization that she was, when she woke up, and she was like she had a dream of getting hurt, getting injured, and her foot being inflated with pain. But in actual she was hit by something, and she had her foot swollen. But the next morning when she woke up, she found it was completely healed, because the intensity with which she visualized, with which she imagined, with which she revised was great. And the next day the foot was healed completely. And things happened, good things happened. The man started talking to him, and her friend got standing ovation. The concert she was about to go in was wonderful, and her foot got healed. So it was not a dream, it was all just a wonderful healing. So this is the power of revision. It will give you the power to have higher concentration. It will give you more focus, more of holding your attention on one thought. And this is the only exercise that will help you to have your attention, steady your attention, or say anchor your attention on one thought. So it'll be way more easier for you. So this was the story that was written in the book of Neville Goddard, and this is what we have learned from it. And as you know, that today is the day one of our 21-day challenge of getting what we want. As you know, that new moon is also approaching, and soon we'll be having a lot of energy flowing. Like, we have a lot of energy flowing right now. That is why most of us feel tired, because it is going to be new moon. So at that time we feel heavy, and we feel tired a lot. So don't mess up with your manifestations. Even if you feel tired, do take a nap, and then get straight back to your work of manifestation or whatever you were doing. So day one, and comment down how your manifestation is going right now, and how you are able to overcome your emotions, your inner blockages, your inner hindrances. And if there are any more further doubts that you have regarding your manifestation, comment it down in the comments below, so I would be replying it and helping you in getting your manifestations. So that's all for today, and I'll be seeing you in the next episode. Till then, take care and bye.